Well, welcome back to Toyota Sports Talk. So good to be with the Washington Capitals again. A new season is here, and back with us is John Carlson, longtime defenseman for the Caps. Johnny, as always, appreciate your time.
Yes, thanks for having me. As always, exciting day to kick things off again.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, we were talking off camera. I think it's 17 years in the NHL, but, you know, beg to differ, but it's been a lot of years. I mean,
it's been a while, yeah.
What's that been like for you? Just here we are, you know, another year under your belt.
I think it's exciting. I think you know, to be able to play for one team for this long is a real treat. It's a pleasure to do that. It's and obviously with this franchise and how good we've been, the type of players and people that we have in the organization are, you know, second to none. And that's made it all the better. And yeah, again, just looking forward to another crack at it, and looking forward to starting camp on the right foot.
You know, what impresses me about you is, you know, you're 35 years old and you're logging a lot of ice time. You're putting in a lot of minutes still on that ice. How much pride do you take in that of, you know, it's a young man's game per se, but you're still logging so many minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, you know, I don't really think about it from a day-to-day perspective. I think, you know, a lot goes on out there. There's a lot of different things, but with that said, I pride myself on being able to do different things and being versatile, and you know, being able to chip in offensively and defensively and on the power play and the penalty kill. And does it always have to be that way? Probably not, but you know, I certainly will never take for granted being out there on the ice in the NHL. So whatever the team needs from me, that's what I'm here to do.
How do you feel going into this year? I mean, obviously, another year under your belt, more miles on the tires per se, but you're still out here, and talk about the fuel, the hunger, and where you're at with that.
No, I mean, I think I'm hungrier than ever. I think, you know, I'm not done yet, but you know, as I get older, you do. You know, think about how many more chances you're going to have. We have another great team. How many? You know, how are we going to get better? How are we going to get over that hump again? So yeah, I think hungrier than ever is a good way to put it. I think you know, but at the same time, you know, I don't take anything for granted. It's a privilege to play in this league, and to do it for this long is a huge privilege. And you know, I'm excited to get another crack at it. I want it more than ever.
Have you had to change your style of play at all over the last couple of years? Body maintenance, you know, obviously the wear and tear on the body, the recovery not as quick as you were, you know, in your 20s.
Yeah, I mean, I think you try to stay ahead of everything you can. I think you know, there's things that you find that work, and some things that you're always trying to get better at. And I think just the way things are now with all the data, with all the
analytics,
the different, you know, no, not even just analytics, but from the inside, from the staff, from, you know, the trainers, from the strength guys, from the athletic trainers, all that stuff. It's all wrapped in, and they're so up to date. They're so on top of the next wave and what can give you an edge and all that. So just listen to the people that know a lot more than me, and in a lot of situations is what I do.
I remember what it was like. It was yesterday. You signed an 8-year contract to be here in Washington and to stay here, and this is it, the final year of your contract. What is that like to kind of reach the end here, and what are you thinking about in terms of what's next? Because after this, that's the big question mark.
Yeah, you know, I try not to think too far ahead. We are at day one of training camp, so yeah, obviously I would like to continue my time, and I'm definitely not done playing. So I would, you know, that's where I'm focused. I think this year is going to be an exciting one, and that's kind of, you know, where my day-to-day focus is. I'm sure life happens. There's things that need to be talked about and things that need to be weighed, and all that will happen in due time, but I'm not going to start overthinking it.
Yeah, that's great to hear, though. You still view hockey, you know, after this year, and you still want to play. Why is that? Like, what in terms do you see with your body and see what you're on the ice that makes you believe you still can keep going?
Yeah, I mean, I think I felt, you know, as good as I had in a long time last year, and certainly coming into this year, I share the same feelings. And I'm not ready. I think I got a lot more to give to this team, and I think I'm, you know, I'm more than capable of doing great things on the ice.
All right, let's talk about this team, because not a lot of changes. A relatively quiet offseason for this team. You lost some guys, but still that core is still intact. What makes you believe this team can make another run at it?
I just think there's more to give for a lot of guys that have made great steps. I think as a team we've made great strides, and I think we can maybe not score more goals or have 70 wins or something, but I think within those things, I think we can play better. I think we can be more consistent and certainly more mature in situations that when push comes to shove, when the season gets down to it, I think will benefit us a lot more than they did last year.
And I think one of the strengths of this team is the blue line. I mean, you guys are deep, you guys are versatile. Really hurt not to have Martin Ferravari during the playoffs, but he's back. What can you say about just that blue line group, because you guys are tremendous?
Yeah, I think to your point, I think Marty's been a fantastic player, and I think often gets overlooked based on his style of game, but I think everyone saw just how important he was as a member of the team, and how much he brings day to day for us, and as it pertains to everyone else, it's awesome. I think they're great players. Obviously we get along great, and we have a good camaraderie back there too, but very versatile players. They can do a lot of different things, and are often overlooked, I think, in my opinion.
Alex Ovechkin, it's his final year of his contract as well, and last year was such a magical experience for everybody. Have you had time to kind of reflect over the offseason of what that was like, and how much you appreciate being his teammate?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think I think back to when I was drafted, like as soon as they announce your name, you're like, oh, what team? Like, well, you know what team it is at that point in time, but that's the first thing you think about, and certainly that still holds true if you get drafted today. So it's an incredible feeling to be along that ride for so many years, to see so many different things happen. I'm sure he's not done chasing milestones yet, but it's pretty special to think back to that moment till now, and certainly maybe not on day one you're thinking too much about how special last year was, but it's one of those things that you'll continue to as time goes on.
I wanted to ask you about Spencer Carberry. You've gone through a lot of different head coaches here in Washington. Obviously, he's the reigning NHL Coach of the Year. What makes him special? What makes him unique as a coach?
I just think that he's true to himself. He's a very sharp hockey mind. He works extremely hard, and he's not going to take no for an answer. And that's his, the mentality that he brings to us that I think has made us so consistent over his time here. And has also, added that flavor to people's games, and has helped them get over the hump and have breakout years, have career years. When he goes to work, he's going to work, and he's going to find a solution to anything. And I think, the best asset a coach can have is just to be true to themselves, and I think he's one of the poster boys for that. It's just. He knows his way of thinking, and he's going to work through it, and is open, obviously, to other things. But he has that mentality.
What I enjoy is getting to know you guys over the last several years, and seeing the evolution of being a player and now a husband and a father, and seeing your kids now get into hockey and being that hockey dad.
Yeah.
From your eyes, what is that like, John?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I think that's like even say like. Couple weeks back, we were up near Philadelphia playing at one of the same rinks that I played at, and my parents were there, and it was kind of like a little bit of a full cycle moment of I remember the rink like it was yesterday. My dad remembers my mom going to the games there and stuff. Just little things like that. They're playing against some of the same teams that I played against and played for, and that. So it's. The game is special. I think regardless of where my kids end up, I obviously am not thinking about that, but I think it's brought me so much joy to my life, and certainly if they never make it, obviously that's great too, but just for them to see them enjoy the game like I do is pretty special. It's a pretty special bond that we share and will continue to share over the years.
We'll end with this: success in 2025, 2026 for John Carlson looks like what?
I think we win the Stanley Cup. I think as time's gone on, and you become hungrier and hungrier every year, and I think there's never been a good year in my mind without besides the year that we won. So I think that would be the perfect year for me.
Awesome. John Carlson, appreciate your time as always.
Yeah, thank you.
Always. Much more to come right here on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us.